But we look to Sunday's games, the fourth, the next day over. The Brighton Leicester game, man. What a game this was. That I don't know if you watched that game or watched the highlights.
I watched
Uh,
the highlights for it. Yeah.
I've never seen a team be so bad but still score two goals.
Still get 2 goals. Well, the
I,
first minute.
I don't even. It's so tough to explain. It's so tough to look at. I will say that Leicester were better without Vardy. Um, Iheanacho and Daka, their two goal scorers, best players on the pitch for them that game, were really the only ones who seemed like uh, they could get the team excited at all, get the team going forward at all, And Leicester were good in the first minute. That's about it. They put a good goal together, and then
they were like, "Hey, man, we did our
we did it. All right, that should be enough."
in."
Yeah, that should be enough.
Brendan told us we needed 1 goal. That's it.
But credit to Brighton, they didn't panic. They didn't. They played their game.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that Brighton's been great at this season. They've kept the ball well. They've really trying to emulate some of the better teams at the top of the table. Arsenal's success this season has come from keeping the ball. City's success has come from keeping the ball. And so Brighton have been doing the same thing. And man, Brighton's got some players, man. I don't know if it should have been 6, should have been 7, could have been 8 in this 5-2. The goal that was disallowed might be the goal of the season. Like, have you seen the McAllister goal that got disallowed by VAR?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. They were actually just talking about that with I think it was on Rio Ferdinand, one of their
straight Dragonite hyper beam, bro.
Yep. Straight ice team.
Yeah, the guy just out of nowhere should have had one of the craziest hat tricks. They've got it, man. Brighton, and I don't know how losing their coach is gonna affect the way they've been playing this season, but they've been good. They've been really good. They've looked strong. They got goal scorers. They're scoring those goals. They look organized defensively. They're a solid team, man. And going to the Amex this year is not going to be fun.
Mm-mm.
It's not going to be fun for anyone. You know that. You've seen that. It's not going to be an easy team. And again, like you say, man, that's why I love this league. Brighton are what, fourth? What are they? Pop it up right quick. Fourth place after 6 games. Who would have thunk that? They've scored 11 goals. 13 points after 4. People, anybody would love that. Would kill to be in that spot. And so, but we look to the other side of that game, and it's worrying. I don't even know. I don't even know where to begin. They've got the players. They're just not showing up. James Maddison has looked indifferent at best in every game I've seen him play this season. And I think Rogers got the tactics horribly wrong in this game, in the game before, he played Dewsbury Hall, Madison, Harvey Barnes, and another center midfielder played in a 4 across the top, and 2 of them were asked to. James Madison and Harvey Barnes were asked to play winger. They never got back. They never ran back.
No.
At all.
Yeah, so he played Brighton on a 4-4-2.
And that's how they got ripped apart. They got ripped apart because they're not running back. And Brighton are good at swinging the ball wide and coming out to in. Ripped apart because their defense didn't have any no cover. There's no cover on the wings, and they got absolutely shredded on the outside. And they look tactically naive. They look disinterested. There's not a lot of energy. Their only point this season came against Brentford, and they had to rescue it late on with they were down 2-0 with 15 minutes to go at home and had to rescue that for their only point this season. I'm shocked that Brendan wasn't the one that got fired.
God, it baffles me. Like, if anyone gets fired this season, over performance, it's Brendan.
It should have been. Yeah, that's a tough situation. Hopefully they can get something going. They got to get something going.
I think he doesn't make it. If this continues to be even remotely like that, I don't think he'll make it.
Yeah, well, Leicester isn't Chelsea though. Leicester.
No.
Let's just axe them and move on. So
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see. All right, then we get the last game of match week 6. Devastating. Devastating watch. But I will say this about the Arsenal Man U game. I wouldn't say United deserve to lose. I wouldn't say they deserve to win either. On the game, I think Arsenal were. It was good to see that we've continued the performance. Every single game we've played this season, we've played our game. We've kept the ball. We've passed it around. We've looked sharp going forward. We just lacked edge in front of goal in that game, and Marcus Rashford decided he was going to show up. Decided today would be the day, that
Today's the day.
I'll decide to do something today. He's
you know what, guys? Today's
so inconsistent for me, Marcus Rashford, but he's so good. He's so crazy good when he wants to be, and I think Eriksen slotting in for United is a huge on a free. Signed him on a free. That's absolutely massive. And I think Arsenal just didn't get tight enough in the midfield in transition. We got ripped apart. And that'll happen. Like I said, it's this league, and like I was saying before the game, I was like, United's the first real test we're gonna have this so far this season. Their resurgence and their only the only time they've shown up is versus Liverpool and versus us.
Right. I was about to say I thought that was one of the better United performances I've seen game to game, because I actually got to watch y'all's game for the majority of it before I got called away.
Yeah.
But I thought United looked like they were firing, like that was the way the squad's supposed to be. But like you said, I think Eriksen kind of brought a little bit of glue. Like, someone knows what they're doing in the midfield now.
Absolutely.
Someone knows what they're doing. Somebody knows how to place a ball. Someone knows how to talk. Someone knows how to communicate. Guy on.
I think the more Fernandes plays with Eriksen, the more Bruno Fernandes and Christian Eriksen begin to gel, the tougher United are going to be. But I think Arsenal looking great. I think
I didn't think y'all looked bad. Absolutely, like you said at the beginning of I didn't think y'all looked bad. I didn't think that they deserved to win either. I think a few well-placed. I mean, it's the old adage: one perfect shot is better than 100 misses, or whatever. Like, you outstat them in every. I think y'all won possession, you won tackles, you won shots on goal. I know that they only had 3 or 4. Like, everything they put on goal went in.
It was an interesting game where both teams played well. Neither really deserved to lose. VAR had their say in it, and I think that if our goal stands and we open the scoring, I think it might be a little bit different.
Right. It brings a different momentum and mentality to it kills it.
But yeah, I think moving forward, Arsenal looking good. Like I say, we've had the same kind of performance style every game. And, this season's different because we're beating the teams we're supposed to beat. On paper, we're supposed to beat Fulham. We're supposed to beat Villa. We're supposed to beat Palace. We're supposed to beat Bournemouth. And we're doing that. And a lot of times in the past, Arsenal have struggled versus the minnows, and then obviously we've struggled versus the big six. But that's where our season's going to be defined. And if you look at the upcoming fixtures, we got, the Everton game got postponed, but it's Everton, Brentford, Tottenham, Liverpool. And so, and then we have one more game and then City. So by October 18th, we will have played Tottenham, Liverpool, and City, and we'll really know.
Yeah, huge test.
We'll really know by the middle of October. We'll really see if Arsenal are for real or not.
I mean, yeah, we got Liverpool next. Like, since the Fulham game's postponed, we got Liverpool next, which I think will be I think it'll be a really good, again, like you said, a good test because Liverpool is shaky. We're trying to get all of our pieces on the table. It's Potter's first game, or will be Potter's first game back, or Potter's first game under the helmet. Us, like, well, technically it'd be Broly. It'll be Broly's first game as
the Bully FC.
Freaking Bully FC, man.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see if our players can pull it out and just be like, hey, all right, fresh start, everything here. This is the beginning of our season. We'll start it out against Liverpool, and
I think that's a good segue into the Champions League. I said if Chelsea go to Zagreb, and mess around and decide not to show up,
fair warning.
Decide that we're just gonna win this because it's some team we can't even pronounce. And you got beat. Yeah. I've seen Arsenal go there in the past and struggle over Zagreb. I'm not gonna say Dinamo Zagreb are the greatest of the great. But they're no slouch, and it's the Champions League.
Yep.
And it cost Tuchel his job. I know people aren't saying that, but I think
it was the straw that broke the camel's back.
If Tuchel wins that game, if y'all beat Zagreb, is he still here?
Yeah.
Is he still in the job?
He's still here until we go to Fulham and lose. He would still here until we go to Liverpool and lose. It's the straw. They were waiting.
They were waiting for an excuse.
Give me one more reason. You didn't sign. You fought me the entire summer transfer window. You didn't let me build the team I wanted to build. Being a new owner, I'm going to splash all this money. You were the one who told me no. So by us not having what we need, that's on you. Now you're fired.
That sounds like the blame game to me, bro.
Right. Instead of it being, hey, that's why I argue Roman's approach was different than Todd's. Yes, Roman was cutthroat. He would fire you because when Roman would come to you and say, who are you buying? Here's your check. It didn't work out. That's on you. You're fired.
Right.
Hey, Mal, you told me to bring in X, Y, and Z, and you still came in 7th. Fired.
Yeah, Di Matteo, win the Champions League. Y'all finish 6th in the league. Fired. That's not good enough.
Not good enough.
Yeah.
You told me you were going to do both if I brought in X, Y, and Z, and I did so. I spent $216 million. Fired. Whereas this one went, I want so-and-so. I'm going to buy him. I'm going to buy this player, this player, this player, this player. There was so much coming out of Bully's camp. It was Neymar. It was Ronaldo. It was every big name imaginable.
Well, he wanted the big names for the money. He wanted Ronaldo for jersey sales.
That's not. Anyway, we walk.
That's what he's doing. That's what he's doing. That Maria chick that worked for Roman for so long as a footballing director, gone. Petr Cech, gone. How many people that worked for Roman for so long, gone. He's asked everybody that knew anything about soccer, and he's brought in a data analysis team.
It's Moneyball.
Exactly. He's trying to make them the LA Dodgers. No. He brought in this data analyst team, and they told him that to make money, we want a huge name to get signing, to get jersey sales. So we'll bring in Ronaldo, and then when Tuchel fought him every step of the way because he knows about the game.
Right.
Tuchel won 60% of the games he coached Chelsea with. He won the Super Cup. He won Champions League.
And he didn't lose. Like, if you want to look at it, yes, a loss is a loss, a win is a win. Liverpool deserved both of those trophies. They took.
Yeah, y'all were in the final of the League Cup and the FA Cup.
But we didn't lose. We went to PKs, and it was decided. On one of those, we went all the way through the PKs.
Yeah.
It went. So, like, that's not that's not on him. At that point, it is fate be given. PKs will be PKs. You're going to put it in the net or you're not. Like,
it's wild to me, the stories that he lost the locker room. I mean, I don't understand. Like,
you can't tell me that. I've never seen a goodbye from so many players, from so many leaders on our team. I've never seen such a goodbye from any one of our managers that left before. I've never seen Dives of Laqueta or Thiago Silva or Mason Mount or Chaloba tweet and send pictures on their Facebook. Goodbye, coach. Thanks for letting me live out my dreams. Had a great time. Thanks for winning the Champions League with them. Never. It's always been hush, next person, move on. I think Potter has got a mountain to climb by getting. You have to convince Aubameyang that you are his coach. Tuchel was his coach. You have to convince Thiago Silva that you're not his coach. Guess what? Tuchel was Thiago Silva's coach. PSG loved each other. Tuchel inherited Azpilicueta. Like Azpilicueta loved Thomas Tuchel. Played him, talked to him tactically, sat the bench. Like he admired his opinion about the team in the locker room. Whereas that's all gone now. Everything is, and that's what I was saying. Like I can only imagine the headspace in the locker room right now. That's why when owners have to sit down with newly bought players and say, "Hey, you're still wanted at this club," regardless of if it's the player's fault or not, that's a huge issue.
Bye bye Chelsea FC. R.I.P.
Yeah.
Hello Bowley FC.
Yeah, it should just be Bowley FC now. LA Bowley FC or whatever. Like.
Yep. Todd Bowley FC, TBFC. That's what it is. It's TBFC. That sounds horrible.
It's horrible. Horrible.
Oh my God.
But no, like you said, I think it was the straw that broke the camel's back, getting back to the Champions League. It's the straw that broke the camel's back. There was the excuse you lost to a no-name team. We should be top of this table. We were given an easy route to the 16, to the next round. I think he's still here, but if he doesn't win at Fulham, if the Queen didn't die, if he doesn't win at Liverpool,
I think the postponement came at a great time for y'all.
Great time.
Perfect time.
Now it gives Potter an
extra week. Gives him an extra week to settle, to talk to his players,
to train and to truly get the hang of all of this instead of it just hit the ground running. And guess what? If you lose next week, that's going to be a shit show for you because you're started off.
Yeah, if he doesn't come out of the gate, firing.
Right, we have to win it. We have to show up at Liverpool and win 1-2-0, and then I think that's a huge domino for us. But going into
this could go either way, man. It's on a knife edge. If y'all have a little bit of success initially, I think that it might work out. You might be able to right the ship, but if y'all don't hit the ground running, if he doesn't hit the ground running, could he be gone again before the World Cup?
I don't think Potter, it baffles me because that's such a risk for him. Like Brighton's not going to fire him for losing 6 games or not winning the league or getting kicked out of the Champions League in the round of 16. God forbid we pull PSG in the 16.
It's over.
It's over.
That's the problem though, man. Who are you hoping to pull in the round of 16? Who? It's Champions League, man. You're gonna have to beat them. You're gonna have to beat Paris. You're gonna have to beat Madrid.
Bayern.
You don't want Bayern, bro.
I would rather see Bayern than Paris.
Okay, maybe Bayern are struggled. They've tied their last 3 games in Bundesliga. Still, bro. Y'all can't handle Bayern.
No.
Y'all can't handle. Maybe you want Barcelona. Maybe.
No.
Maybe. Y'all can't. Who can you handle? Who are you gonna? You can't even handle Zagreb. So.
Yeah, to me, it's just this Potter really. I don't get it. If I'm Potter, I don't take this job because I know. Like Tuchel even was asked even before all of this. Tuchel was asked 100 days ago, or what it was a year ago, but before his 100th match at Chelsea, one of his first matches, he was asked, "Does the manager situation not bother you?" And he said, "Yes, it does, and no, it doesn't. Yes, it does bother me because I know I'm on the axe all the time, but no, I don't because that's the culture and we demand greatness over at Chelsea. That's what I'm all about that." Potter's last seat, like Potter does not have the numbers to back coming into this club from Brighton. Yeah, they're doing great this season. Potter only won 32% of his games last season.
Yeah, he's got the CV though, man. He brought he was in Norway for a while. One of his first job, he was in Norway, and he took a 4th-tier Norwegian team to the top of Norway's Premier League. I know it's Norway, but
right. I mean,
as far as his credentials go, that got him into the Premier League. So he's and
It's just not like
came
for
up.
Brighton to the 16 or to the round, or to the quarterfinals of a Champions League last season and out of nowhere. It's in the Champions League, and this is my argument against Alba. In the Champions League, he really hasn't done much as of late. It just does not make sense to bring in someone. If you're wanting to be prolific, if you're wanting to be amazing, if you're wanting to be great, why are you going to bring in someone who last season only was that for 33% of the time? On both
Desperation. It's desperation.
I agree. Well, because I know Potter will listen. Potter will listen to Todd. If they want to bring in Ronaldo, Potter will buy him. They want to bring in Neymar, Potter will put in the bid.
I guess you're never getting Neymar.
There was a huge article that Gabriel Jesus, and over the summer was that was one of the first arguments Todd and Tuchel had. Tuchel did not want to bring Gabriel Jesus into Chelsea. He did not think he was going to fit in with our squad. He said we were not. He said we were not going to play him right, and then that he was. And
thanks, Foley.
His current form.
Thanks, Tuchel. Thanks, old Tommy Tuchel.
Tuchel gave y'all that one. Bowley wanted to buy him immediately. He said no. He's coming from Man City. The stats or the analysts said to buy him, and Tuchel was like, "I'm not paying 60. I think it was 58 million, right? Something like that."
But you'll pay 60 million for Cuckoo? Come on.
I like Cuckoo. I think
he's great. He's not $60 million.
No, he's
not a $60 million forward. Y'all paid 12 million for Alba. I don't know how. That's a steal. I don't know.
That's a steal.
Barcelona was so desperate that they got PK trying to play for free. They're giving players away.
We could have traded a washing machine for Alba, and they would have been like, you know what?
Yeah, we do need a new washer, man. That one's getting a little shaky. It makes noise every time it runs, man. Right. We got so much jerseys going through that thing. We'll take your washer. Yeah.
12 mil would be like a travel bus for the team. You know what? Yeah, no, we need a new travel bus. We'll take them.
We do need airfare for our next away game. Jesus, man. Right. It's nothing short of a dumpster fire right now.
I think it was the straw that broke the camel's back, and it was sad to see that's how we're going to open up our Champions League run this season with losing our coach, with losing to a team that we should have won in, and we should easily walked away with every point for this table. There's no excuse.
Yeah, I mean Champions League though, dude. It's still Champions League. You can't. I mean, I guess some of the if you look at the history of English teams in the Champions League, I remember games where, Arsenal versus some, champion from Belarus or something, they made it off of a 6-game playoff. They got in,
right.
And we play the scrubs. Play the scrubs, I get that, but soccer's a funny game sometimes, man. And I've seen like for example, last season, Arsenal went to Nottingham Forest in the FA Cup first game, and we're like, it's Nottingham Forest.
It's Nottingham Forest. They got
championship side. They're not.
They got relegated.
We took a 1-0. We took a 1-0 because we played the scrubs and didn't show up. You can't do that in this game. You can't do that in world football, and you definitely can't do that in Champions League. And y'all got taught that the hard way.
And you know what? I would rather lose the first one out, and hopefully it teaches us the lesson we need to run to the rest of the table and go, okay, no, we need to at least get out of here top one, but that way we get a better bid.
But it's not like y'all played the scrubs though. Y'all that was the team. Y'all played a couple of people, but Reece James started, Havertz started, Mount started, Sterling started.
100%.
I don't know. I just lot of work for Graham Potter. Lot of work to get y'all back to normal, back to being a team that, we got Chelsea this week, it's gonna be a tough game. That's not how it is anymore. We got Chelsea this week. Ooh, all right, it's an opportunity.
We're gonna take 3 points. We can take 3 points away from them, right?
Yeah, that's not something you want. You got to have that fear factor. 100%. People. Tuchel was saying it. Y'all were too easy to play against.
Yeah,
it's just too easy. You're super slow in possession. You just didn't look like you had it. You just haven't looked like you've had a plan all season. Had an idea of what, and maybe that's a part of why Tuchel got axed, is because there was no one could tell you what y'all were trying to do. I don't even know if Tuchel could tell you what y'all were trying to do. It was bad.
I think, and then that's just like, this is just my opinion about Chelsea and like where Tuchel was heading with it. Tuchel had this air during the whole window because so much money was promised, and Tuchel had this idea that there were going to be players brought into this club that were going to make an immediate impact that you could not leave off the first team sheet.
Yeah.
Like, if say we did get the swing we wanted, where we got Alba and Frankie De Jong for Marcus Alonso and plus the money.
Yeah.
You don't sit now. You have to shift the whole back line. You can't sit Kubley and Frankie De Jong and Thiago Silva. You can't, and Reece James and Kukuru. Or Chilwell. You're not sitting those players. You're going to put them all in the field and find a way to make them mesh. So I think he was trying to put band-aids on the issue until the transfer window closed. And once the transfer window closed, now he's like, okay, well now I can build. Okay, I have Alba. I know his strengths. I can build Mount. I can move Mount. I can move the wing. I can tell Sterling to play out wide. Like, now I can truly piece this together. Because like there was no. And I think that's where the rails really went off with us, and that's where the contention started between the two. Was the window itself, because Tuchel can't build his team and put the pieces of the puzzle together without the team being done. Meanwhile, you have Todd telling him who to buy, and that's not going to. Those two are it's just created friction, and I think he was trying to put band-aids on the situation until he figured out who he had, and now it was too late, because now he's fired, and now we'll never know how he played Alba and how Alba was going to play for him. And, you will never know how Silva how Silva continued to be a brute force in the back, playing for a club and coach. Like,
yeah,
I don't
well,
is going to demand the respect or the locker room like Tuchel did, and that's what scares me the most.
well, it's definitely time to look ahead for both Chelsea and for us. We'll look ahead to Wednesday, Chelsea, Salzburg. I don't know much about Salzburg, but it's like I say, it's Champions League, and it's the first time we're gonna see Graham Potter's Chelsea. What do you think? What do you think's gonna happen?
It's going to be interesting to see the lineup. I want to see how he's going to play these guys. I want to see if it's going to be a 3-3-5. I want to see if he plays Reece and Kukuru higher, if he stacks the mid and plays them three, like if he plays us like he did with Brighton. Like, I just don't know what he's going to do with the pieces on the My biggest thing is who's going to sit the bench. Alba comes in, Alba starts. Who's moving to the bench? And for me, it has to be Ruben Loftus-Cheek as of recent performance, but that's a whole other situation. I think
Aubameyang's not going to replace Loftus-Cheek.
No, but Aubameyang moves.
Zarika, I think Zarika, the new midfielder you got that starts with a Z.
Yeah.
I think he should get a chance in the midfield where Loftus-Cheek's been. I think you have to sit Havertz. You have to sit Mount. They've just haven't shown up this season. Straight up, like you have to give the guys who are supposed to be performing who aren't.
Yeah.
Gotta let them know. And I think Graham Potter coming in, I think he'll kind of see all the players on the same level, and nobody's ahead of anybody as far as pecking order. You need to prove to me here now today in training, in the next games, in the coming weeks. You got to prove to me you deserve this spot on the team, and hopefully Potter will see it that way.
And I think that would if that is the case, that's best case scenario. That would be amazing if that's how it goes down. That's exactly what we need. That's how it needs to go down, because we do have all of these Cobham graduates sitting on the bench. We do have all of these young guns who have graduated from our academy and have been brought up to. And it's funny because Graham Potter bought two of them. He bought Billy Glamour. Billy Glamour was, in my opinion, is better than Conor Gallagher, but Billy Glamour is supposed to be an up-and-coming midfielder for our club. He's supposed to be $100 million one day investment, and that's what I think Brighton got a hell of a deal with buying him, and Graham Potter knew that, snatched him right up. Same thing with Timpane. Amazing wingback. No, he's no Reece James, but he's nowhere near bench material, especially on a Chelsea squad. he can keep up with Kukuru. He proved himself in the seasons where we had nothing but injuries. When we were playing Tammy Abraham up top because we had nobody. Like, these young guys they're willing to prove themselves. They graduated from one of the best academies in the world. Absolutely. If Graham Potter levels the playing field and says, you know what, I don't care if you're Kai Havertz. I don't care if you scored the Champions League winning goal. I don't care if you've solidified yourself in scoring, lead tying the 1-1 we took to get us to the PK. Like, I don't care. Yeah, you scored big goals for the club, but guess what? You don't score for the club every day. So let's see who will.
In this league, man, at the top, unfortunately, it's not what have you done? It's what are you doing right now?
Right.
It's the way it is,
To see Pulisic get the start the other day was nice, but like I think that breathes
so
life.
Disappointing.
I think it breathes life into him, though. I think he has a new. He didn't have a place under Tuchel's squad. There was no way. Him and Tuchel, he just did not have a place underneath that squad.
He doesn't deserve a place, man. I hate to say it. I hate to say it. I love him, but he's come in, and every time he's not been good. He started versus I think he started versus Zagreb and was not great.
No,
that was his opportunity.
Yep.
Yeah, he was just not great, man. And as an American, you want to see him do good, but it was tough. It's been tough for everybody, really, and he has been a bit part role. And like you say, I hope maybe he gets another chance to kind of be resurgent. But it's that group, y'all gotta, you'd think that Chelsea got a favorable Champions League draw, but I don't think you did, man, especially with that loss to Zagreb. Got a tough game. It's going to be a tough game no matter what versus Salzburg. And AC Milan, man.
They're no pushover.
They're not a pushover, dude. Olivier Giroud up top. He got another goal and an assist this last weekend, yesterday. Man, if you look at Olivier Giroud, dude, his CV, man. Did you know? I found this out this morning. Did you know he's France's second highest goal scorer for the French national team?
Really? Behind what, Henry?
He's missing 3. He's only 3 goals back from Thierry Henry.
He could pull that in the world. He could pull that this year. Holy cow!
I was shocked.
I'm shocked he has that many.
He's got 48 goals in a France jersey.
Holy cow! I mean,
he's a World Cup champion. He's won all the trophies.
He's a winner. He's a winner.
He didn't win much at Arsenal because it's Arsenal. But it was during his. I mean, he won an FA Cup. He won 3 FA Cups actually. I was
gonna say, isn't that the y'all stint where y'all were just if we're winning anything this season,
it's the FA Cup.
It's the fucking FA Cup.
We are the winningest FA Cup team in history.
In history, yeah.
No, he got the scorpion kick versus Villarreal, I think it was, in Champions League, man. That's still one of my favorite goals. Giroud I love him. I was a fan when he was at Arsenal. I was a fan when he was at Chelsea. And I'm a fan now that he's at Milan. And dude, y'all could use him. That's another. He would work great for y'all up top for Chelsea.
If we wouldn't have sat him on the bench for 2 years and just played him for 20 minutes a game, we would love to have Olivier Giroud right now. We would have never had to spend 12 million on Aubameyang.
Oh man, yeah.
My thing is with the squad we have though, we'd have to wait on Olivier Giroud to get back up toward, or just leave him in the box. Fuck it, just leave him in the box. Sterling.
Yeah. Well, he's got the hold-up play that no one on your team is doing. No one. That's why I think he would solve your issues, is because no one's holding the ball up for you. There's such a huge space in between y'all's defense and forwards, and Jorginho and Conte and Loftus-Cheek are getting swallowed in that gap, because no one's coming back for the ball. So that was like the thing he was best at, is holding the ball up. He doesn't lose it. He's got such good control. He just doesn't lose the ball, and y'all can really use that. But we'll look to the Europa League.
I was about to say, who do y'all have in Europa coming up?
Nobody. I mean, we played PSV Eindhoven, but they struggled, man. They struggled last Thursday versus Bodo Glimt. Wait a minute, who? Yeah, exactly. They're the Norwegian champions, Bodo.
Oh yeah, it's the guys you're talking about. Yeah.
I don't even know how to pronounce it correctly, to be honest with you. But that's our group: PSV, Bodo Glimt, and FC Zurich. who we went out and we played the same game. We looked good. We controlled the ball. We had 85% possession or something like that.
Jeez.
It's the same thing. It's the same story though. We weren't clinical enough in front of goal, and we were a little bit sloppy. You know, it's interesting that our biggest mistakes this season have all cost us goals. In the Fulham game, Gabriel fumbles around, Mitrovic picks it off, scores a goal. You know, we lose the ball. We lose the ball a total of 5 times versus Manchester United, and they get 3 goals. You know, we make one mistake and give a penalty versus a no-name. It's Zurich. They haven't won a game this season.
Oh my God!
And they were Swiss champions last season. They have not won in 7 league games. They're in 9th place in Switzerland this season, and
dumpster fire.
We should have put 6 goals past them. We should have won 7-0. But it was really cool to see my For the Badge player for that game, Marquinhos, young Brazilian dude, comes in, first start for Arsenal, gets the goal, balling. He was crying, man. He went and kissed the ground. He's just got tears in his eyes because he scored his first ever goal for Arsenal. I was tearing up a little bit just watching it because
it gives you chills, man.
You love to see that shit.
Right.
It's just, and I think it's a great place to kind of bring this first podcast to a conclusion, because you can see the passion, you can see the fire, you can see what it means to him. You know, that he's scored a goal first game. He's looking great. We've lost Xavier. There he is, Fives. The For the Badge mascot right there.
Yeah,
good old Fives. The last point I wanted to make about For the Badge before we wrap this up is Gio Simeone. He is Diego Simeone's son, and Diego Simeone's been the coach at Atletico Madrid since I was born or whatever. You know, for forever. And his son, when he was 13 years old, got the Champions League soccer ball right here on his wrist, tattooed on his wrist. And his parents were like, "What are you doing? You're 13. Why did you get it?" You know, and he's like, "When I score my first goal in the Champions League, I'm going to kiss this tattoo." Last Tuesday.
Guess what?
He plays for Napoli. He plays for Napoli. He scored Napoli's 3rd goal versus Liverpool. And that's what For the Badge means. Because he did it. He got there through the passion, through the heart. And it's another dude scores his first goal for the club and he's crying.
Yeah.
He's in tears. You know, kiss the tattoo. Awesome story.
And, you know, like it's crazy because it's certain leagues seem to like really embody that, like still like you like that Italian league really still has that, like something as easy as that can cement him in Napoli. So say he stays at Napoli for seasons to like that they will idolize, they will they will build you a statue. Like Francesco Totti could probably rule
Roma.
Like,
he was there forever. That's a great name to bring up. Francesco Totti. He never played anywhere else. He never went anywhere else. He stayed at Roma, because he wanted to stay there. I think he's like he might be the coach now. I think he might be coaching Roma now.
That Italian league is such a great place to do that with, because
Jose Mourinho is coaching AS Roma right now.
That's right, with Tammy, baby.
Yeah.
But no, it is. It's just like that is such a great league to do that with, to idolize that dream with, to bring the champion. Like you just and
not to mention in a game where you're playing the runners up,
Liverpool.
You're playing Liverpool, man. You're playing you know, I know they're terrible right now and they're not playing well, but still, it's still Liverpool.
One of the biggest clubs in the Champions League tournament to begin with. They have they're second. For most times won.
Of the Champions League, not even close. Liverpool, no, they've won it once or like twice.
No, Liverpool's won.
No,
Yeah.
no way,
Yeah,
no way,
Yeah,
no way, no
Yeah.
way. List of European and UEFA Champions League finals. Yeah. Madrid, 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 Madrid. Oh my God. Madrid, 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 Inter, Madrid.
Jesus.
Bayern, Bayern, Bayern. Okay. You got to go all the way back to 1977.
No way.
1978.
1, 2, 3.
77, 78. There's 3, 4. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
5. I count 5. 6. They've got it 6 times.
Because they won it 18 or something like that, 18 or 19.
They won 18, 19.
Yeah.
Madrid, 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 Madrid,
Yep.
Madrid, Madrid. Yeah, man.
Yeah, dude.
It's dumb.
It's intense. Dumb. Yep.
Well, anyway, I think that's a wonderful place to
Absolutely.
bring a halt to this. I'm certainly excited about this podcast moving forward. We got some exciting games and the Champions League coming up on Tuesday, Wednesday,
Yes,
Europa League matches on Thursday. And hopefully the Premier League will be back in action at the weekend, next weekend.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, I'd like to get another episode in maybe in between Europe and the Prem. If not, we'll try to do another one for the match week 7 wrap up.
No, we'll definitely have to do it. Yeah, absolutely.
And well, again, I'm Jake Michael. He is Xavier Coker. This is the For the Badge podcast. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.